Beautiful, isn't it? For 175 years, Southwestern University has been engaging minds and transforming lives. And it all began when Martin Reuter answered the call to create a Methodist presence in the newly established Republic of Texas, which he did after crossing the Sabine River on November 23, 1837. Once inside the new nation, Reuter quickly met with President Lamar and General Houston and successfully established 20 Methodist societies, 12 preachers, and 325 members of the Methodist Episcopal Church. Following Reuter's death in 1838, his colleagues established Reutersville College in Reutersville, Texas, in honor of his accomplishments. Losses during the Civil War, followed by an outbreak of yellow fever, devastated student enrollment in colleges across the state. In 1873, Reutersville College merged with Wesleyan College, Mackenzie College, and Seoul University to form Southwestern University, located then where it remains today, Georgetown, Texas. Because the university's charter dates to 1840, the year Reutersville College first opened its doors, Southwestern is the oldest university in Texas and the second oldest coeducational liberal arts college west of the Mississippi. In 1878, Southwestern began what would be a long line of progressive advancements when 54 female students enrolled in the school, although co-ed socials were not permitted until 1889. As Texas moved into the 20th century, Southwestern held its first homecoming in San Gabriel Park on April 21, 1909. It was a festive affair as alumni enjoyed plates of Texas barbecue and 1,200 donated bottles of Dr. Pepper. This event is believed to be the first ever college homecoming in United States history. But things at Southwestern have not always been so joyful. When the United States entered World War I, 411 Sons of Southwestern, in addition to numerous faculty and staff, enlisted to serve the national war effort. "25 years later, as World War II raged, the university again stepped up to bring the Navy V-12 and Marine units to campus, adding almost 400 men to enrollment. As a result of this surge, Southwestern secured its athletic legacy as the winner of the Sun Bowl in both 1944 and 1945. As the nation emerged from war and focused on peace, Southwestern began to grow, adding the School of Fine Arts in 1947 and beginning construction of the Lois Perkins Chapel in 1949. During this same period, Southwestern produced one of its most notable alumni, future U.S. Senator John Tower, who graduated in 1948. Mr. Tower served in the United States Senate from 1961 until his retirement in 1984. Today, John Tower's personal library resides on campus in Southwestern's special collections. In 1969, Southwestern graduated the first African American in its history, musician Ernest Clark, marking the beginning of Southwestern's journey to where we stand proudly today as one of the most diverse campuses in the state. Of the top 100 national liberal arts colleges in the U.S., Southwestern ranks first in percentage of Hispanics and Latinos enrolled. While our past is rich in Texas history, our proudest achievements lie in the academic excellence of our institution. By the early 1980s, Southwestern began to appear in national college guidebooks. In 1988, U.S. News and World Report named Southwestern the top regional liberal arts college in the nation. Today, our stature as a leading liberal arts university continues to ascend. 15 of our students have received Fulbright assistantships for either teaching or research. Southwestern's Animal Behavior Program has been recognized as one of the top 7 animal behavior and psychology programs in the country. 75% of our graduates who have applied to medical, dental, or veterinary schools have been accepted. Southwestern is one of only about 280 colleges in the country to have been granted a chapter of the nation's oldest and most prestigious honorary society, Phi Beta Kappa. Southwestern is in the 2015 edition of the Best 379 Colleges, published by the Princeton Review. They also rated Southwestern number 8 in the country for Best Career Services. And in October of 2014, out of the 60 universities in the state of Texas, Southwestern was named the 5th best school by USA Today. From our genesis as a single-building frontier college to today's status as one of the nation's leading liberal arts universities, the story of Southwestern remains one of pride, competition, inclusion, spirituality, and ever-ascending academic excellence.
At Southwestern University, we are extremely proud of our past, solidly engaged with our present, and eagerly look forward to the opportunities and challenges the future holds for the students and alumni of this great national undergraduate liberal arts institution, the best in Texas. I hope you will all join me as we celebrate academic excellence at Southwestern's homecoming and reunion weekend and throughout the years to come. Thank you so much, and continue to stay engaged. Remember, be Southwestern. Morning, everybody. I like to think I look so much better live than on video, don't you think? I will live that fantasy. I want to welcome all of you here to what is a truly exceptional and exciting homecoming reunion. I want to welcome all the alums back, all the parents, all the friends, all the families that are here to join us for this really glorious weekend of celebration of Southwestern as we kick off the beginning of our 175th anniversary. So, you know, at Southwestern, as you know, it's all personal, and so I just wanted to share with you that I just ran the Jameson 5K. And thank you. And I don't want to brag, but I finished number 1 in my heat, which was President Mathematicians over 49. I'm only given and allotted a few minutes to share with you, and so I want to really just get right into the business of what Southwestern is all about, which, of course, as you know, is engaging minds and transforming lives, and it really is personal here. The challenge that we offer all of our students and all of ourselves and our alums and friends and families, the 20-year question, 20 years after this magnificent experience, what will you still hold with you? That really is life-changing. And as you may know, I'm actually in the classroom this semester. I'm teaching calculus. I have 35 students in that class. We meet Monday nights from 7:30 to 10:30. It's like happy hour. And I must say that on the first day of class, I shared with them the reality that they're going to forget all of the calculus I teach them in 20 years. And they were delighted. I said, you're going to forget it all. Some of the students are so overachieving that they're forgetting it even before the exam. But what I also shared with them is that the point of the course is not just to probe the depths of some beautiful ideas of humankind through calculus, but to see that even calculus, something as abstract and difficult, offers lenses through which to analyze the world, lenses through which to analyze oneself. And with great intentionality throughout our entire curriculum, that is what we have committed ourselves to. Long after the content is let go, there should be life-changing positive residual that stays with people and literally creates habits of thinking and habits of creativity that persists and sustains life. I'll just share one quick anecdote with you from that class. I had a student very early in the semester send me an email, and she said, I hate to admit this to you, but I have to. There's an honor code, that the other day I was in practice. She's on the women's soccer team. And as we were running our drills, through these cones, all of a sudden I started to become conscious of my speed. Calculus is all about velocity, I became conscious of when I was slowing down and when I was speeding up. And all of a sudden, as I was going through this maze, I started to visualize what the graph would look like. And I started graphing it. And she said, and I hate to admit it, but dang it, I'm now thinking about soccer differently. That's the point of a Southwestern education. And as we celebrate our 175th anniversary, making us, of course, as you know, the oldest institution of higher education in the great state of Texas, older than Texas itself, I wanted to point out some of the other things that are really distinctive about Southwestern. We are the only institution in the entire United States that has committed itself to teach so many of our courses, but especially every single one of our natural science and mathematics courses, in a way in which students are producers of new ideas rather than merely consumers of other people's ideas. In the higher education lingo, this is called inquiry-based learning, where students are engaged to actually figure out the material for themselves, guided by faculty, rather than being confronted with a boring kind of lecture that's been given 30 years in a row. It truly is a way of engaging with the material that is revolutionary. Many schools are embracing this as a new way and a positive way to teach. We are the only school in the country for which every single natural science class at every single level is taught in this way. That commitment also extends not only to natural sciences, but throughout the curriculum, and in particular, we can see that through our very robust undergraduate research program, where literally students are at the cutting edge of scholarship today and moving those frontiers forward with the faculty as mentors and collaborators. We are the only school in the entire country for which every student takes at least one class that is truly interdisciplinary, meaning that literally is team taught by two faculty members coming from two different areas of our curriculum. No place else does that. That's the kind of commitment we have, which is, of course, part of our Paideia curriculum that I'm sure you've heard about. And in fact, if you want to experience that for yourself, the Paideia experience, where it's all about making connections, I urge you to come at 3 o'clock this afternoon to Olin 105, where we'll have a really wonderful opportunity to hear two faculty members speak on two areas of their own scholarship, cutting-edge research, but designed for a general audience, so even I will understand, about two different areas, biology and women's studies. And then each will talk for just about 15 or 20 minutes, that's all. And then the last 20 minutes of the hour will be all of us engaging, not in asking questions, but in observing connections between those two seemingly disparate lectures. We are the only school in the country for which we have a program like this that happens every semester, where the students, the faculty, the staff, the community members don't ask questions from the audience, but literally engage in thinking about the ideas. Now, what are the outcomes? Well, you might have seen one of the outcomes on the video if you were careful. Princeton Review reviews all sorts of things, including career service programs, and we were #1 in the state of Texas. This, by the way, means every single institution of higher education, large or small, we were #1 in Texas in career services. In terms of actually measuring the success of individuals as they leave here, you can't get better than that. And in the entire country, think of every single school of higher education, large and small, we ranked #8. Absolutely remarkable for our little jewel here. Thank you. That is the answer. That answers the question, what do you do with a liberal arts education? But while students are here, there's some amazing things happening, and I want to make sure that we can celebrate them together in terms of student recognition. I had an independent study student actually doing math research last spring. That person went on to give a presentation at the National Summer Conferences, which were out in Portland, Oregon, and he won the Mathematical Association of America Prize for his presentation and also his original scholarship. The Texas Association of School Personnel Administrators each year awards 3 students scholarships, students from Texas, recognizing the absolute very best teacher candidates in this great state. One of our students won this honor this year. Only 3 are given in the entire state. It is the 14th year in a row that a Southwestern student has won this honor. And we are the only school who has won it more than 8 times ever. So we are totally bowling over our competition. Let's remember that on the gridiron this afternoon. Also this year, a Southwestern student won the National Intern of the Year Award. Now let me be clear on this. This goes across all institutions, and only one is given in the entire country each year. A Southwestern student won it this year. She has graduated in May. She has a full paid scholarship to law school at the University of Texas in Austin. That's where she is right now. And in case you're wondering, I'm sorry about the numbers, but it's just part of who I am. But in case you're wondering, this was the 4th Southwestern student to win this national award, and no other school has had more than 2 winners. Think about it. Our commitment to social justice. And of course, the personal experiences. These are the things that, of course, we all remember. We celebrate Southwestern and the connections, not just through Paideia, but the traditions that we so continue to hold on to, a personalized education. And that goes across the curriculum. I can't see all of you, but I want you to raise your hand if you've ever had a meal at a professor's house or shared a lunch with a professor or staff member while you were a student here. Raise your hand. I want to see them. Exactly. Oh, look at that. Exactly. Thank you. That persists today. People, students that are going to be staying on campus are going to various faculty. Please lower the lights because they're intimidating me. The students that are going to be staying on campus that can't go home are international students, are students that are studying from around the country. We'll be going to faculty members' houses for dinner. And I have started a new tradition where every single student, before he or she graduates, gets invited to the president's house to have dinner at the president's table. And some presidents do this, at some small schools where they, you can imagine they set up a bunch of round tables and 10 at a thing, and you have a bunch of folks there. This is literally one table at a time. I had the university get me the largest table that would fit in that room. It seats 18 people. I take them 12 at a time, and the other 12 are kind of faculty, staff, alumni, trustees, friends, and myself. And we engage in a conversation. Everyone engages at that table, and that's the Southwestern true experience. I think we're the only school in the country where literally every student is invited to the president's table to share in a conversation, and that's something special. So as we celebrate that which is special and that which makes us unique and moving into our 175th anniversary, I wanted us to take a moment to reflect on those that are the most impactful, our professors. And so right now, we're going to have an opportunity to hear just 2 of some of the students' favorite professors. And so I'm delighted to introduce 2 of my favorite students who will introduce 2 and celebrate 2 of their favorite professors. So please welcome Mac Light and Deandra Woods Walker. Please.
During my second semester, I, like many of my peers, was enrolled in the biology program's mini-mesters. This story takes place during Genes and Molecules with the wonderful Dr. Maria Todd, an associate professor of biology who specializes in the molecular genetics of cancer development. I only remember the exact date, not from some inherent ability, but because it was so special to me that I starred the email from that day so I could find it later. Anyhow, on Monday, February 10th, I just spent the previous weekend working with a dozen or so 8th graders at a church retreat. As a whole, it was a great experience, but working with those energetic kiddos left me in want of sleep. So that Monday morning before class, I was resting my eyes in that I can totally sleep on this desk position we all know so well. When Dr. Todd walked in, the sounds of the class naturally changed, and so I picked my head up to see what was going on. As I sat in the front row, my red eyes and haggard appearance greeted Dr. Todd for me. At that instant, she politely, as small talk governs, asked how I was doing. I replied fine, just tired. Now, this sounds like a normal, everyday interaction with many professors. But what made this special is the email that Dr. Todd sent me later that day. And here's a brief excerpt from that email. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to help, as your advisor, professor, or just a lady with a tea kettle. This great kindness touched my heart, and I still remember it to this day. And that is why Dr. Todd is absolutely one of my favorite professors. So Dr. Todd, I would like to personally thank you for exemplifying what makes a Southwestern professor so special to us students, that you took the time to let us know you care.
On the first day of my race, ethnicity, and communications class this semester, my professor discussed in detail the readings and expectations she had in reference to them. Before reading any text, part-time instructor of communication studies, Alyssa Underwood-Marek, asks her students to have answers to the following questions, which challenge us to make connections that are central to the liberal arts experience. What events were happening during the time the piece was written? How does the reading connect to other course materials, themes, and society? Finally, who was the author? While her expectations were precise and standard, what Professor Yu, as we affectionately call her, said after that changed the way I thought about my own positionality in academia and the necessary space that must be carved for underrepresented groups. Beautifully and intentionally merging the emotional and the academic, she emphatically announced that there will always be a wide range of readings from diverse authors. By Professor Underwood-Marek intentionally explaining why she included authors from diverse backgrounds in her syllabus, she unintentionally let me know, as the only Black person in the class, that people who look like me matter. You matter. Our Southwestern community matters. Who we are at our deepest core matters. Upholding our core values and diversity statement, Professor Underwood-Marek created a classroom space that was comparable to an ideal global community, inclusive and welcoming for anyone, but still holding everyone accountable for the energy they bring into our space. Whether in or out of the classroom, Professor Alyssa Underwood-Marek continues to convey that the emotional and the intellectual merged produces the most worthwhile lifelong learning experience. Known for her noted contributions to the prison abolition movement, critical race theory, and food justice, as we speak, Professor Yu is presenting at the American Studies Association annual meeting in Los Angeles, California, alongside other notable scholar activists such as Ruthie Gilmore, Beth Ritchie, and Angela Davis. She wanted me to make sure that everyone here knows how much she wanted to be here, and that if she could, she would. So without further ado, please help me congratulate my favorite and most influential professor, the one and only Alyssa Underwood-Marek.
Good morning, Southwestern alumni, parents, students, faculty, staff, and friends. My name is Grace Josie Pica, and I am a proud Pirate graduate of the class of 2005. And just a quick note before we move on, if you'd like to experience the Southwestern classroom for yourself, please attend Paideia Connections this afternoon at 3 p.m. in Olin Room 105, and you will get to see Dr. Maria Todd in action speaking about her research alongside Dr. Allison Kafer. And audience participation is required because at the end of their presentations, they will ask you to make connections between their very different and quite interesting research. I work in the Office of University Relations and Alumni and Parent Relations, and today I have the honor of introducing a number of my friends. Let's take a quick poll. How many of you once sang in the Southwestern Choir? Okay. How many of you once sung with Dean Richards? Uh-huh. I think I hear at least 2 or 3 good Dean Richards stories every year at homecoming. In fact, last year, the Rowe siblings, yes, all of them, even the one that lives in Australia, told a story about Dean Richards closing his eyes and listening to his choir. He would open his eyes and be able to pinpoint the exact singer out of tune. What a gift. And how terrifying. A passion for music lives on at Southwestern. Last year, students formed an a cappella singing group, and they've already performed at events such as Sing and President Berger's inaugural gala last year. Today, the Sailors and Sirens will sing the recent hit, Some Nights for Us. Welcome, Sailors and Sirens.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they'd just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore. Oh, 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 oh. This isn't boys, this is war. What are we waiting for? Why do we break the rules already? I was never one to believe the hype. Save that for the black and white. Tried twice hard and I'm half his liked, but here they come again to jack my style. And that's alright. I found a martyr in my bed tonight. She stops my bones from wandering. Just who I am. Oh, who am I? Well, some nights I wish that this all would end, 'cause I could use some friends for a change. And some nights I'm scared you'll forget me again. Some nights I always win, but I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know. So this is it. I sold my soul for this, washed my hands of that for this. I miss my mom and dad for this. No, when I see stars, that's all they are. When I hear songs, they sound like this one, so come on. Oh, come on. Well, that is it, guys. That is all. 5 minutes in and I'm born again. 10 years of this, I'm not sure if anybody understands. This one is not for the folks at home. Sorry to leave, Mom, I had to go. Who the hell wants to die alone, all dried up in the desert sun? What is breaking for my sister and the kind that she called love? Then I look into my nephew's eyes. Man, you wouldn't believe the most amazing things that can come from some terrible nights. The other night, you wouldn't believe the dream I just had about you and me. Caught up, we both agree. So the best you didn't listen. So the best we get our distance. Oh, so the best you didn't listen. So the best we get our distance. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you, Sailors and Sirens. That was great. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ed Ellis, class of 1964, a member of the Alumni Council and current volunteer for his 50th Reunion Committee. Ed and his wife, Suzanne, are some of our most loyal and dedicated alumni. Welcome, Ed.
Greetings. My name is Ed Ellis, and I'm the chair of the Nominations and Awards Committee of the Alumni Council of Southwestern University. We are here today to announce our 2014 awards. Homecoming and Reunion Weekend is a time for community to celebrate the Southwestern experience. While buildings may change, Southwestern's core purposes remain at the heart of our institution, fostering a liberal arts community whose values and actions encourage contributions towards the well-being of humanity. The Association of Southwestern University Alumni believes honoring members of our community who do this exceptionally well in their personal and professional lives. This year's award recipients will be honored tomorrow in a celebratory awards presentation and luncheon. And I would encourage any of y'all that can be there to go there. It's very inspirational, to say the least. Today, we share with you a glimpse of their contributions to Southwestern University and to society. The first award goes to Steve Rabin. Steve is from the class of 1963, and he is being presented the Distinguished Service Award. Steve has been a member of Southwestern's Board of Trustees, Board of Visitors, President of the Association of Southwestern University Alumni, a member of the Thinking Ahead campaign, and an active volunteer for Pi Kappa Alpha. The second award goes to Adam. The second award goes to Adam Winkler, class of 1963. And Adam is being presented with a No, that's not right. That's Raven. My eyesight is not what it used to be. You'll get there. Maybe. Class of 2004. He's being presented the Distinguished Young Alumni Award. Adam has received countless recognitions for his work as a writer and a broadcaster, including 2 Lone Star Emmy nominations, and earlier this year, a Barbara Jordan Media Award from the Texas Governor's Office. Next is Teresa. Next is Teresa Coble Sherwood. Teresa is from the class of 1977. Did I get it right? Close, close. She's being presented with a Distinguished Humanitarian Award. Teresa has developed and overseen global mission and disaster response efforts around the world. She also provides organizational leadership for the Common Ground Network, a nonprofit comprised of local leaders who coordinate services for vulnerable families. Next we have a dual award because the 2 recipients work together. We honor Michael Hannon, class of 2010, and Lloyd Minnick, class of 2008. And they are receiving a Distinguished Young Alumni Award. Michael and Lloyd are the co-founders of 10 Acres Organics, which is making great strides in developing a replicable model for urban organic farming. Next is Eric Batch, class of 1997. Eric, congratulations. Eric will receive a Distinguished Professional Award. Eric manages the Government Relations Department for the American Heart Association's 10 western states. Most recently, Eric successfully campaigned to remove soda and junk food from California schools. The next award is to Reginald McDaniel, class of 1958. Reg will receive a Distinguished Professional Award. Reginald was the physician member of a research team that developed the active glyconutrient principle of aloe vera. That took all I could get there to get that. Now he serves as a medical director for Manna Relief Ministries, which makes micronutrients available to chronically ill children. And the last award goes to a member of the faculty, David Olson. I told him he should have worn his bathing suit with that on there. So, but each year, the association selects one member of the faculty as Mr. or Mrs. Homecoming. As a token of the affection and respect of former students, we recognize David, the Director of Communication Studies and Internships and a member of Southwestern's faculty for 22 years. Now, you may wonder how we find all these outstanding alumni to give these awards to, and I tell you, where we find them is from other alumni, their parents, their family members, their co-workers, their peers, and members of the staff of Southwestern University. But what's important is we have to hear from you all to nominate these individuals so we know they're out there. And so it's up to you all if you really want to nominate somebody that you know is deserving of one of these awards. Contact Megan Frisk, and she will get you the information you need to make a formal nomination for one of these awards. Congratulations to each of you all. Thanks for being Southwestern every day in all you do.
Thank you, Ed. I am so excited to introduce to you my friend Lucero Pina. Lucy is currently involved in Student Foundation, mock trial, Kappa Delta Chi sorority, and lucky for us, works in the Office of Alumni and Parent Relations in her spare time. It is fair to say that Lucy is known on campus as being small but mighty.
Love you too. Thank you, Grace. I am definitely small. I'll just go out and say that. Thank you for all being here. My name is Lucero Pina. I'm a senior here at Southwestern, and I'm the chair of Student Foundation and also the Student Homecoming Chair for 2014. For the 4th year in a row, Student Foundation has hosted the Homecoming Cup during the Homecoming and Reunion Weekend, which is a competition among students or student organizations at 3 events during homecoming. Some of you were out there for some of these. Last night, student organizations competed in the Homecoming Parade and Dodgeball Tournament. The 3rd and final event for the Homecoming Cup is this afternoon, and it will happen during the picnic. So if someone comes up to you and asks you to throw them a dodgeball or bounce a volleyball, it's because they're competing for the cup. Alumni, don't be surprised. We will announce the Homecoming Cup champion at the conclusion of the weekend, but right now, we'd like to recognize our winners thus far. So the grand champion for the Homecoming Parade that was held at the square last night was Alpha Z Delta, AZD, and the first place team in the Dodgeball Tournament is Alpha Phi Omega, APO. Congratulations to these organizations and good luck in the treasure hunt today.
And now we will hear a few words from Mary Medley and Zoe Cordes-Selbin. Mary Medley is a current member of the Board of Trustees, serves on the 1974 Class Reunion Planning Committee, and is quite possibly the Southwestern alumna with the most black and gold in her closet. Zoe Cordes-Selbin, class of 2015, is a member of Student Foundation, Student Philanthropy Council, Delta Delta Delta, and currently interns on a little show you might have heard of called Austin City Limits. Pirate blood runs deep in their families. Mary's grandfather was a longtime Southwestern coach and director of athletics, and her dad played basketball for Southwestern. Zoe's dad has been a political science professor at Southwestern since 1992. So tell us, Mary and Zoe, what did your families teach you about Southwestern?
You know, Zoe, Dad and Coach both believed in fierce commitment to whatever you choose to do. And as a result, my siblings and I learned early on to work hard and play hard, and that Southwestern University is worth your commitment.
Wow, Mary. My dad said the same thing in the academic realm. He always said that we all have the power to make history, and that it's our job at Southwestern to make history and create stories as we engage minds and transform lives.
You know, Zoe, my class is gathering for its 40th reunion. When I was a little girl, I used to come to the 50 reunion lunches because my grandparents knew everybody. I couldn't imagine it back then, and here we are. Wow. We've been fortunate that as a result of it being our reunion year, our class has really stepped up, and you can take a look at the slide and see what's going on with the fabulous participation rate. This last year, we went above and beyond our alumni giving goals. Over 22% of alumni made a gift to Southwestern, and in total, we received almost $8.5 million in outright gifts, plus an additional $7.3 million in estate expectancies. Amazing. Yeah. That money will go to support students, faculty, and other vital needs here on campus. So way to go, all of you. Think about how much of a difference any gift of any size will make from your class. And remember, it doesn't take a reunion to celebrate Southwestern with a gift. Look for your annual letter. My class has already gotten its. Find it in your mail if you haven't already taken advantage of it, and make a difference. By the way, I've heard so that Southwestern students have made a big commitment this year too and are really getting into that philanthropic spirit. What is this about every senior making a gift?
That's right, Mary. So last year, the class of 2014 set a new record by getting 78% of seniors to contribute to the senior gift. And as chair of Student Philanthropy Council, I decided that I wanted to continue the amazing tradition our alumni have of staying connected and giving back. So we decided to blow them out of the water. The Student Philanthropy Council is challenging our seniors to reach 100% participation. So we're going to every senior, and we're asking them to give before they graduate, so they help us continue Southwestern's long-standing legacy of philanthropy. And as of today, 25% of seniors have already made their gift.
Wow. That deserves applause too, doesn't it? What an exciting show of pirate pride. That's just terrific. Now, if we could beat Trinity today, that would be great too.
Oh, but we can. We actually have a pretty great shot at beating Trinity on and off the field this year. So we've challenged Trinity to an alumni and student giving challenge this week called the Gridiron Challenge. And the school with the most donors wins, so it's that easy. We just have to get out there and encourage our friends to make a gift at any amount, but we only have until midnight tonight.
So, where can I get it started? Where can I scan my card?
I wanted to share with you and echo what Zoe and Mary just shared and explain to you kind of how the new course of higher education, not just at Southwestern, but throughout the country, really has evolved and changed, and what the new normal is. The budget for this Southwestern experience at the close of the year before I started ended up being all in and all out at about $60 million. The budget all in and all out after my first year was reduced to $52 million. And this year, in this current year that we're in right now, the budget has been since reduced another $2 million. So we are lean, which is great because it means your hearts will be operating for years and years to come, which is good news. And we're getting to a point of financial sustainability, which is really exciting. But to get there, it's not just going to be continued cuts, unfortunately. We are now lean without ever cutting the muscle or ever cutting the bone. And we are committed to this experience. And that's where engagement is required. And you know, two of the most greatest underutilized resources that we have at Southwestern are our students and our alumni, parents, and friends. Engaging them in the enterprise is so important. I'm talking and inspiring faculty to think about offering a new type of course for advanced students who can aspire to this level, to really create the course for themselves and literally teach to their colleagues, to engage in actively participating in the ownership of their own education. And we're working through the early ideas of a leadership seminar that might be a week-long experience, maybe at the end of January for all of the juniors, that would be led by the alumni, that would come back and mentor and shepherd them and share with them their journey and share with them how to tell their story and find their voice, wherever that voice may lead them. But I need your help. And so Southwestern needs your help. Now, will you help? Okay, yeah, that was so pathetic. I must say, that was quite an embarrassment to all of you. So we will try it again and see if we can get this right. Will you help? Yes. Thank you very much. So, you know, I've been thinking about this. I've, as you know, been on the job now for about a year and a half, and truly, Southwestern University is like a Ferrari. It really is like a race car. And when the Board of Trustees elected me as president, it was really quite an enormous honor for me to be given the keys to that Ferrari. And we spent these past 18 months doing some serious work, some really difficult, hard work, some unpleasant work, but we've tuned it up. And now it's tuned up and ready to go. All we just need is the fuel. Now, are you ready to help? Yes. There we go. See, now we're getting good at this. I'm kind of liking this now. Now, you know, a Southwestern is so modest, you know, and this is one of the traits, by the way, that I hope that I will be able to remove as a tradition. And we need to be far less modest. So I want to share with you, there's so many directions in which we are modest, but I want to share with you just one, since we're talking about finances and money. Did you know that today the current students that are here on campus, each and every one of them receive an invisible scholarship of $12,000? So on top of all the financial aid and scholarship that the current students know about, there's actually an invisible $12,000 scholarship they all get. Meaning, just to be clear, that the sticker price that we have for this educational experience is actually discounted $12,000 per student to what it actually costs us to give this experience to the students. That's $48,000 per student that we're giving quietly to each and every one of our amazing students. That's $18 million a year. So a bunch of young alumni are sitting in the audience. I know they're still paying out some of those loans. And while the loan and debt that people get at Southwestern is far less than the national average by huge factors, it's still substantial. But it's important to know that we're all in this together. Southwestern is committed to that, and even though we don't talk about that a lot, we should be really proud of that tradition. Now, will you help us? Yes. Okay, I'm getting a little... All right. So, on October 23rd, USA Today actually ranked all the Texas colleges. And we were on the top 10. If you remember the video, we were on the top 10. In fact, we were ranked number 5 out of all the colleges and universities, large and small. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I do not like giving free advertising to any other school except for Southwestern University. So I'm not going to mention that list of schools. But I will share with you their endowments. So these are the endowments of the top 5 colleges and universities in the great state of Texas. Number 1, $4.8 billion. Number 2, $1.01 billion. Number 3, $1.42 billion. Number 4, $6 billion. And number 5, $250 million. We are the number 5 ranked institution in the great state of Texas, and you can see the difference in where we are financially. And in case you're wondering, in case you're saying, well, that's just the tipping point, and from then on, you know, they really kind of run down. Let me just tell you that number 6, $1.2 billion. We are in the billionaires club without $1 billion. Now, will you help? Yes. Now we're talking. Now, at my inauguration, I actually asked each and every one of you to think about how Southwestern University has helped shape who you are today and how it influences you each and every day. I wrote a little math thing down there that vexed many of you. And it worked out to be 365, the number of days in the year. So today, as you reflect back on what that Southwestern experience has meant to you, I'm going to challenge you. And the challenge is that I give you right now is to give back and invest in your Southwestern experience each and every day, even if it's just at the level of $1 per day. And if you think about what you spend $1 a day on, you'll be amazed. Your cell phone, you spend about $6 a day. Your cable is probably even more than $6 a day. And since I don't drink coffee, I have no idea what they charge at Starbucks, but I think it's exorbitant. So I'm just asking for $1 a day. So I am challenging all of you to stand with me and engage with Southwestern University. And I want 10,000 people. We have about 20,000 people in our community. Zoe and Mary were sharing that we were at an engagement rate of about 22%. I want that to be 50%. People look at that number. People who rank us, people who understand us, and people who actually want to hear about interesting innovations in the educational space will take note. So I want 10,000 donors to commit to $1 a day. And I've made up these wonderful gifts for you, and each and every one of you will be given this gift, and you will say, I want to accept that challenge, and you'll get this gift, which actually has the brand new logo for our 175th anniversary, and it says the President's 175th Anniversary Challenge, and then on the back it has some other information that you might be interested in. Now, will you accept my challenge? Yes. Now, I want to be clear, because some of you are thinking, whew, $1 a day. Thank goodness he's not asking for more. Well, of course I am. But if you can't give more, then at least engage at that level. But I hope that you will engage at the level that you believe is appropriate for you, whatever that level is. And I just want to close right now and be a little personal. So last December, when I was on this job for 6 months, I made my second gift to Southwestern University. It was the largest one-time philanthropic gift I've ever made in my life by a number of zeros. And I must tell you, it felt really good. I love this place, and I've only been connected with it for, at that time, 6 months. I can't imagine the love that you feel and the connection you feel to this place. This year, in honor of the 175th anniversary, I'm going to be challenging several people, and I'm thinking of making a gift that actually is even an order of magnitude greater than that. Now, they don't pay math teachers a lot of money, and I've been doing math now in education for about 30-some-odd years, so this is significant to me, but it's meaningful. And you know, there's the old expression, you know, give until it hurts. Have you heard that? Yeah. I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep giving beyond that until it starts feeling good again. The one thing that I didn't share with you about this new tradition that we started at Southwestern, where every single student gets invited to the president's table, is that toward dessert, I actually gather all the conversation and all the fellowship together, and we have one conversation about one topic. I introduce a topic, no one knows what it is in advance, and we talk about it collectively. And before the end of the evening, I go around the room and I do what I call the lightning round. And anyone who hadn't spoken yet, I just will pick that person and I'll say, you know, Ed, we haven't heard from you. Share a thought, raise a question, offer a reflection. But when everyone, each and every one of them, leaves the president's table, they would have contributed. That is the Southwestern experience. And so what I ask of you today is, will you accept my challenge to continue to contribute and engage with this amazing institution? Yes. God bless you, and God bless Southwestern University. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
you have met a number of Southwestern students and alumni today who all share one thing in common. They all generously give their time to the university as volunteers. As I saw you all filing in today, I saw a number of our volunteer faces in the audience, and I want to take a moment to thank all of you for your service to Southwestern. I do have one more friend to introduce to you today. Susan Peace Hawley, alumna from the class of 1973, currently serves on the Alumni Council as our Homecoming and Reunion Weekend chair. Over the years, Susan and her husband Kenny have served the university and cheered the Pirates with great enthusiasm. Welcome, Susan.
Well, on behalf of the Southwestern Alumni Council, I invite you officially to enjoy your Homecoming Experience 2014. We hope that you are already having a wonderful time and are especially engaging with our inauguration of the 175th anniversary celebration year. You know, I think we all, alums, come back to Southwestern to reconnect with our Southwestern experience. And for me, it's to reconnect with those values and capacities that I think that I helped, that Southwestern helped me develop over the years that I was here. Those things like a commitment to a life of purpose and to leading a vision-driven life, and to use your work to embody that vision every day as an extension of who you are, and certainly as who you are as a graduate of Southwestern. I hope that that resonates with you as well, and that you begin to think about that as you come back year to year, all those contributions that we've all made over the years, that many of them began with our experience here at Southwestern. There's also a group I'd like to say a special welcome to, and that's to the parents of our current students. I know that there's great excitement and pride as you come to Southwestern and experience homecoming with your own children. And I know that personally because my husband Ken and I have a son, Matt, who is a member of the class of 2004. Was a very special time for us as well to experience that with him. So I would like to take just a moment to thank the staff of Southwestern. They have spent an incredible number of hours, months really, to prepare everything to be so expertly done and officially done here for our homecoming. So would you join me in honoring the staff? And finally, to all of you, I hope you're having a great time. If you are not, you're not trying hard enough because there are so many things to do, something to engage any interest. So I encourage you to take advantage and to dig a little deeper. If you find yourself to be bored, it's your own doing. And so as we close, I encourage you to join us at the picnic, which is on the lawn right outside this building.
Please bow your heads and pray with me. God, we thank you for this beautiful November day, that we can come as one body and to bless your name through fellowship with our classmates, through sweet words about professors, through memories that we share about this great institution. Even though we're here in one place, we know that there are different experiences that each of us have. So we thank you for those experiences, whether they're from a Delta Zeta in the 60s who are coming back to have a conversation and spend time with their sisters, or whether they're a former member of Maskwig who wants to come back and to just talk to the current Maskwig students. No matter whether they're here for personal reasons, for academic reasons, whether they're being honored, we thank you for each and every experience, because each and every person brings something unique to the whole Southwestern experience. We praise you for this great institution and for what it does in the lives of current students and the alumni, with the community, and with friends. And finally, we thank you for the reason that we're all here for this homecoming weekend. And let the reason why we're here, this homecoming weekend, be the guiding force to help us to spread love, even as we go to the picnic and eat, as we have meetings, as we go to different events that are happening this weekend. Help us to be full of love with one another and to spread your joy. Finally, we say a final prayer for the food. Bless the food and the hands that prepared it for this picnic, God. We say thank you. And for every person that created the picnic, every person that helped with it, we say thank you. And we ask a special blessing for them. And in this we pray. Amen.